GIGL. The day GIG Logistics trusted a customer with no shop, no 499, and no address, and it built a nationwide empire. 2014. Every logistics company in Nigeria had the same rule. No address, no delivery, no 499, no pickup, no office, no account. They were building for companies, not for people. Then GIG Logistics looked at Twitter and saw something weird. Young Nigerians were selling wigs, shoes, and cakes from their bedrooms. They had no shops, no CSE, no landline. But they had one thing: customers begging them, "Please, how will I get my order?" While DHL was asking for company letterhead, and FedEx was asking for utility bills, GIG asked a different question. What if we built logistics for the person everyone else rejects? That question created GIGL class, and the delivery system that lets a student in Suka ship a package from her hostel without ever seeing an office. Today, GIG moves millions of packages for small sellers, side hustlers, and people the old system called unserious. If you are an entrepreneur, unemployed, underemployed, or building something while on Social Security, GIG's story is your map. They did not win with the biggest fleet. They won by identifying the potential customer others ignored, and by testing products in the most chaotic places in Nigeria. This is part 1 of a 3-part series. We will break down how GIG Logistics Nigeria identifies potential customers and tests products using GIGL, GIG class, and GIGL experience centers as case studies. We will compare GIG with DHL, FedEx, Quick, and traditional transport companies. Let us start with the principle that made GIG dangerous to incumbents. Why GIG Logistics' best customer was the one with no address. When GIG started expanding, the logistics market was clear. DHL and FedEx served corporates. Transports like PeaceMass and GIGL served travelers. Small businesses were stuck. They used bus parks. They begged drivers. They prayed packages would not disappear. GIG looked at that mess and saw opportunity. They asked, who is being punished the most by the current system? The answer was the Instagram vendor, the WhatsApp seller, the student who makes thrift wares. That person had no storefront for pickup, no office for returns, no time to enter a park and negotiate with a driver. So GIG built for them. Pickup from your house, delivery to a junction, pay on delivery. No 499 if the sender confirms with a code. GIG identified a potential customer who had trust but no structure, and they bet that trust was more valuable than paperwork. That bet created a new market. Today, that unserious seller ships more packages per month than many registered companies. Now let us get into the first 3 principles GIG Logistics uses to identify potential customers and test products. Principle 1. Find the customer who is already shipping with pain. What GIG Logistics did? GIG did not try to convince people to start shipping. They found people who were already shipping badly. The cake vendor using a dispatch rider who eats the profit. The thrift seller entering motor parks by 6 a.m. to plead with drivers. The student who posts delivery is the Wahala on Twitter. GIG's team did not run surveys. They read complaints. They joined Instagram comment sections. They sat at Yaba and Computer Village and watched how small sellers handed packages to random riders. The potential customer was not the one saying, "I need logistics." It was the one saying, "I lost money to delivery again today." Pain was the signal. That is why GIGL launched with instant pickup requests. No account manager, no contract. Open app, request rider, get picked up from your location. Because the customer GIG wanted was already in motion. They just needed less stress. How they tested it? GIG did not launch nationally. They tested in Lagos and Abuja with LG vendors. They gave 10 small sellers free pickup for 1 week and said, if this saves you time, tell us. If not, forget us. The test metric was not app downloads. It was how many stopped using bus parks. If a seller who used to enter Oshodi Park at 5 a.m. suddenly stayed home and used GIGL, that was validation. One seller became 20 when she posted, "Jeg picked up from my door." I did not step out. GIGL measure behavior change, not opinions. If your product does not kill an old painful habit, you do not have a customer, you have a curiosity. Compare with others. DHL and FedEx built for scheduled pickups and business addresses. They ask for contact person and office hours. Quick and other dispatch apps built for restaurants and e-commerce sites. They assume you have a store. GIGL built for the seller whose store is her bed. That is why GIGL allows pickup from landmark use or bridge beside the Suiman. Traditional logistics would reject that. GIGL accepts it because they tested with real sellers, not with operations manuals. Many startups build for SMEs. GIGL built for me, the micro entrepreneur. And that segment ships every single day, not once a month. For you, the entrepreneur. Stop looking for people who might need you. Find people who are already suffering without you. Your potential customer is posting delivery killed my profit right now. Test by solving their current workaround. If they abandon the old painful way after one use, you have won. If they say nice, but go back to the park, you have lost. Pain beats pitch. Principle 2. Build for the junction, not the building. What GIGL logistics? GIGL knows that most Nigerians do not have formal addresses. Street names change. House numbers skip. Beside the transformer is a real direction. So GIGL stopped forcing customers into a Western address system. GIGL app lets you drop a pin. It lets you type red gate after the filling station. It lets you add a voice note. It lets the rider call you for clarification. Because GIGL identified a potential customer whose reality is informal, but whose money is real. That is why GIGL class and GIGL experience centers are often near bus stops, markets, and student areas. Not in highbrow office complexes. GIGL goes where the customer already is, sweating and hurrying. They do not ask the customer to come to them. How they tested it. GIGL runs landmark tests. Before opening a new experience center, they stand at the proposed junction for 3 days. They count how many small sellers pass with packages. They ask them, if we open here, will you drop your items instead of going to the park? If 70% say yes, they sign the lease. If not, they move. The test is foot traffic with goods, not foot traffic with opinions. For the app, GIGL tested vague address delivery in Ibadan and Aba. They gave riders permission to call, to ask around, to use Okada riders as guides. The metric was successful delivery rate without a formal address. When it hit above 90%, they scaled, because they proved their potential customer could be served without Google Maps accuracy. Compare with others. DHL will return your package if the address is incomplete. FedEx will delay it. Many local dispatch apps cancel if the PIN is wrong. GIGL trains riders to be detectives, because their customer's life is not on a grid. A Nigerian e-commerce company insisted on proper addresses and wondered why orders from the north failed. GIGL would have accepted Sani's shop near the mosque and delivered. One company lost sales. The other gained loyalty. Glo and MTN learned this with SIM registration. You can use village name and a neighbor as guarantor. GIGL applied the same logic to logistics. For you, the entrepreneur, do not import standards that do not exist in your customer's world. If your customer uses landmarks, use landmarks. Test by removing every field that requires formal info. Can someone still get value? If yes, you have found your customer. If no, you are building for abroad. Nigerian reality is your advantage. Use it. Principle 3. Use embarrassment of delay as your filter. What GIGL logistics did GIGL knows? That for small sellers, delay is not inconvenience. It is embarrassment. Customer is insulting me. They said I am a scam. They want refund. One late delivery can kill a new Instagram business. So GIGL identified a potential customer whose biggest fear is not price. It is what will my customer post about me. That is why GIGL shows live tracking, why riders are rated instantly, and why GIGL pushes same day in cities. Not because it is premium, because it is dignity. GIGL tested by watching vendor stories. When a seller posts, "God bless GIG, my customer got it today," that is marketing. When they post "GIGL lead me, now client is angry," that is churn. GIG built around that emotion. How they tested it. GIG runs angry client tests. They intentionally follow up with sellers who had a delayed delivery. They ask, "Did you lose the customer?" If the answer is yes, that delay is a product failure, not a logistics failure. So GIGL built features to reduce embarrassment. Call sender before delay. Send apology SMS to receiver from GIG. Give sender a discount code to beg their client. They treat delay like a peer crisis for the seller. Because for their potential customer, it is. Compare with others. Traditional transport companies say, "Vehicle broke down, come back tomorrow." No apology, no help. DHL sends a formal email. GIG sends a WhatsApp message the seller can forward. One is corporate, the other is human. Many dispatch startups focus on cheap delivery. GIG focus is on safe reputation. Because a small seller will pay more to avoid being called a scammer. Price is not the pain. Shame is. Banks do this wrong with failed transfers. They say, "Reversal in 24 hours." GIG would say, "Here is a code to send your client now so they know it is not your fault." That is the difference. For you, the entrepreneur, find what embarrasses your customer in front of their customer. That is your product. Test by causing a small delay on purpose with a friendly user. See how they react. If they panic, you have found the nerve. Pill to protect that nerve. If they shrug, you are solving a weak problem. In Nigeria, reputation is revenue. Guard it. Where this leaves us, GIG Logistics did not win by having the most trucks. They won by seeing the customer, others called unstructured. They built for the bedroom seller, the junction pickup, and the seller who fears delay more than cost. If you are building something, stop looking for ideal customers. Look for desperate customers. The one who is already moving goods with tears. The one who uses landmarks. The one who will lose a client if you are late. Solve their embarrassment, and they will give you their loyalty. In Part 2, we will cover Principle 4 through Principle 6, how GIG uses rider intelligence while they test new routes with student resellers first, and the 3-hour promise rule that decides which cities get geo. Plus, we will break down 3 mistakes that big logistics brands and startups make when they ignore the street. If Part 1 gave you one idea to test this week, subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. I am breaking down GIG, Solar, Airtel, and other Nigerian giants into steps you can copy with just your phone. No foreign theory, no jargon, just what works from Onitsha main market to Yaba. Comment below. Have you ever lost a customer because of delivery? What was the excuse? I read every comment and I will use the best stories in Part 2. Do not build for the customer in the brochure. Build for the customer in the bus park. I will see you in Part 2. Title: a voice note that forced Solar Nigeria to rebuild in 48 hours. Welcome back to Part 2. In Part 1, Solar Nigeria showed us how they found customers already selling in DMS, why they build for the phone not the laptop, and how they turn payout alerts into free marketing. Now here is the part that separates Seller from every bank, every global platform, and every startup that talks about customer feedback. In 2021, a creator sent Seller a 2-minute voice note. She was crying. Not because the platform failed, because her buyers were confused and she was losing sales by the hour. Seller did not file a ticket. They did not schedule a meeting. The team listened to that voice note on a group call, rebuilt the checkout page that same night, and pushed it live before sunrise. Sales recovered by morning. That is seller speed. Hate. They do not just listen to customers. They react like the customer is in the room shouting. Because for seller, the potential customer is not a data point. It is a human with a phone, with data burning, and with an audience waiting. If you are an entrepreneur, unemployed, underemployed, or building with zero capital, this is where you learn to test like seller. No surveys, no focus groups, just real conversations, real DMS, and real urgency. This is Part 2, Principle 4. Through Principle 6, 3 mistakes others keep making. and the exact 500 test seller uses to know if an idea will sell before they write one line of code. Principle 4. Test with voice notes, not with forms. What seller Nigeria did? Seller knows their potential customer does not fill Google Forms. They send voice notes. They rant on WhatsApp status. They type in all caps when they are frustrated. So seller built their entire feedback loop around that behavior. When seller wanted to test seller pay for faster payouts, they did not send a survey. They voice noted 10 creators and asked one question. Talk to me like I am your friend. What is the most annoying thing about getting your money now? The replies came back raw. I hate waiting 7 days because my data finishes. My buyers think I am lying when I say money has not entered. I cannot boost my post without cash. Seller did not need charts. They needed emotion. Because their potential customer makes decisions emotionally. If waiting for money feels like shame, they will leave you for any platform that pays faster, even if it is riskier. That is why Seller Pay launched with same-day payouts. Not because it was smart business. Because a voice note said, I am tired of explaining to my customers why I am broke after selling, how they tested it. Seller runs voice note sprints. Before any feature, they ask 5 to 10 active creators to send a voice note answering 3 prompts. 1. Describe the last time this problem made you angry. 2. What did you do instead? 3. If we fixed it tomorrow, who would you tell first? If the voice notes are short and calm, the problem is not painful. If the voice notes are long, loud, and full of examples, seller builds. The test is not, do you want this? The test is how fast do you rant about it. Ranting is demand. Silence is indifference. Compare with others. Paystack and Flutterwave use product analytics and developer feedback. That works for tech companies. Panks use branch complaints and call center logs. That works for account holders. Gumroad uses email polls. That works for Americans with newsletters. Seller uses voice notes because their customer is a Nigerian creator who types slow but talks fast. A lot of local startups copy global tools and wonder why nobody responds to their type form. Seller would never send a type form. They would send, oh yeah, send me, VN. Other companies measure NPS scores. Seller measures how many voice notes they get without asking. Complaints that come voluntarily are 10 times more valuable than feedback you beg for. For you, the entrepreneur, stop sending forms. Start collecting voice notes. Ask your potential customer to rant for 1 minute about the problem you want to solve. If they cannot talk for 60 seconds, the problem is not real. If they send you 3 minutes without breathing, build it. Test by listening to tone, not by reading text. In Nigeria, tone is data. Anger is validation. Principle 5. Pilful the affiliate first, then the creator. What seller Nigeria did here is seller's secret. Their fastest growing customer is not the creator. It is the affiliate, a person with no product who wants to earn by sharing someone else's link. Seller realized early that Nigeria has millions of people with time, data, and WhatsApp groups, but no product. Students, corpers, stay-at-home moms, unemployed graduates. They cannot create, but they can distribute. So seller did not just build a storefront. They built an army. Every seller link is an affiliate link by default. You do not need permission. You do not need approval. You just share and earn. That flipped the model. Instead of begging creators to join, seller made affiliates drag creators onto the platform. A creator would hear, Olga, put your ebook on seller so I can sell it for you. It's how seller identifies potential customers. If affiliates are asking for you, you are already validated. If nobody wants to sell your thing has no heat. How they tested it. Seller runs affiliate spark tests before they even talk to creators. They take a dummy product, give 10 affiliates the link, and say, you have 72 hours. Sell this. They do not tell them what it is. Just test your power. If affiliates cannot sell it, the problem is not the creator. It is the offer. Maybe the price is wrong. Maybe the topic is boring. Maybe the landing page is confusing. Seller fixes the offer before they onboard the creator. The metric is stranger sales. Sales that come from people who do not know the creator personally. because friends buy out of pity. Strangers buy out of interest. If strangers buy, you have a product. If only friends buy, you have a donation. Compared with others, global platforms like Gumroad added affiliates years later as a feature. For a seller, affiliates are the feature. Banks do not even understand affiliates. Haystack has referral programs, but they are for developers, not for the guy in a WhatsApp group. A Nigerian course platform launched with ads and zero affiliates. They burned cash. Seller launched with affiliates and zero ads. They printed cash. Because in Nigeria, trust travels through people, not through pixels. Other companies see affiliates as marketing. Seller sees them as customers. The affiliate is a customer whose product is your product. Serve them, and they bring you 10 more. For you, the entrepreneur, do not ask, who will buy? Ask, who will sell for me? Test by giving 5 people a way to earn from your idea without creating anything. No website. No sign-up. Just a link and a promise. If they bring you 1 sale each in 3 days, you have found a channel. If they ghost you, your offer is weak. The potential customer is not always the end user. Sometimes it is the middleman with a big mouth. Principle 6. Kill features fast. Keep relationships faster. What Seller Nigeria did. Seller launches fast and kills faster. But there is one thing they never kill. The relationship with the creator who tried. Example. Seller tested seller memberships for creators who wanted monthly fans. It flopped. Creators did not understand it. Buyers were scared of recurring debits. Seller could have said, the market is not ready and had walked away. Instead, they deemed every creator who tried it. We saw you tested it. It did not fly. Here is 100% of the money you made, plus a bonus. Here is what we learned from you. That 500 did 2 things. 1. It kept the creator's trust. 2. It turned a failed feature into user research. Seller learned that Nigerians do not hate subscriptions. They hate surprise debits. So Seller rebuilt it later as payment plans with clear dates. It worked. Seller identifies potential customers by how they react to failure. If a creator tries, fails, and still replies your 500, that is your customer for life. If they disappear, they were never yours. How they tested it. Seller uses the 7-day graveyard rule. Any feature not used by real customers in 7 days gets a public burial. They post in their Telegram group, we killed X because you did not use it. Here is why we thought it would work. What did we miss? That post does 3 things. It shows humility. It collects feedback. It trains the market to expect speed. The potential customer for Seller is someone who forgives fast failure but hates slow confusion. So Seller fails fast and explains faster. Compare with others. Banks keep broken USSD codes for years because someone in compliance said so. Global platforms keep features because the roadmap is sacred. A Nigerian startup kept a live class feature for 9 months with 0 usage because the CEO liked it. Seller would have deleted it on day 8 and asked users, should we build live or pre-recorded? Other companies protect their ego. Seller protects their user. That is why their customers teach them for free, because they know Seller will listen, kill, and rebuild without shame. For you, the entrepreneur, set a kill date before you launch. Tell your testers, if nobody uses this by Friday, I am deleting it. That pressure tells you the truth. And when you kill it, call the people who tried. Thank them. Pay them if you can. Ask them what to build next. The potential customer who forgives your flop will fund your win, but only if you respect their time. 3 mistakes other companies make with creator customers. Seller avoids these. Most platforms do not. Mistake 1. Building for creators. With Teams global tools, assume you have a video editor, a designer, and a launch manager. Nigerian creators are the team. They record on their phone at midnight. They design with Canva Mobile. They answer DMs while cooking. If your tool needs a laptop in 3 hours, you built it for YouTube, not for Nigeria. Seller tests every feature with one thumb and bad network. If it fails, it does not ship. Test on the worst device, not the best. Mistake 2. Treating playouts like a back-office task. banks and platforms, and payout is accounting. Seller knows payout is marketing. A creator who gets money fast posts a screenshot. That screenshot brings 10 new creators. A creator who waits 7 days goes silent and tells others, do not use them. Seller's potential customer does not want security. They want speed with proof. If you hold their money, you hold their mouth. And in the creator economy, mouth is growth. Mistake 3. Educating before enabling. Many platforms run webinars on how to be a successful creator. Seller builds buttons that make you money even if you are not successful yet. Affiliate links, templates, resell rights. Because education without earning is frustration. Seller knows a creator who earns 10,000 Naira today will watch your course tomorrow. A creator who watches your course today and earns nothing will leave. Build the earning path first, the learning path second. Lessons learned from Seller Nigeria. Let us make this usable for you. 1. Your potential customer is not on your survey. They are in your DMs. Voice notes are better than forms. Ranting is better than rating. They will not talk, they will not buy. 2. Do not find buyers. Find sellers. The affiliate, the reseller, the WhatsApp admin, who can move volume. If you enable them, they will bring you the buyers. Distribution is the product. 3. Kill fast and explain publicly. 7 days is enough. If real users do not touch it, your opinion does not matter. And when you kill it, call the people who tried. They are your real customers, not the ones who never showed up. 4. Speed of payout is speed of growth. If your customer cannot cash out and post proof today, you are slowing your own marketing. The Nigerian creator market runs on alerts, not on annual reports. What is next in part 3? In the final part, we will cover Principle 7 and Principle 8, how Seller uses Alert and V to drive growth, and why they let customers support each other instead of hiring a big team. We will do a full side-by-side of Seller versus Paystack, Flutterwave, Gumroad, and traditional banks. And I will give you the CLR 500 test script. You can copy tonight to validate any digital product idea with zero budget. FIC Part 2 gave you a new way to test. Subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Every week I break down one Nigerian company's playbook into steps you can use with just your phone. No foreign theory, no startup jargon. Just what works from Abuja to Aba. Comment below. Have you ever killed an idea because nobody used it in 7 days? Or do you hold on hoping? And what are you selling in your DMS right now? I read every comment, and I will feature the best ones in part 3. Stop building for someday. Start testing in DMS today. I will see you in part 3. Title: The Screenshot That Replaced Seller, Nigeria's entire marketing team. Welcome to the final part. In part 1, Seller Nigeria taught us to find customers already selling in DMS and to build for the phone first. In part 2, we learned to test with voice notes, to launch with affiliates not ads, and to kill features in 7 days if nobody uses them. Now for the last lesson, the one that makes banks and global platforms uncomfortable. Seller does not have a big marketing budget. They do not run billboards. They do not sponsor influencers for months. Their marketing team is one thing. Your payout screenshot. When a creator posts, "Thank you, Seller. I just cashed out. 10 new creators Google how to sell on Seller." When a creator posts, "I made my first sale from my hostel," 20 students ask, "How?" Seller did not plan that. They designed for it. That is why Seller Nigeria beats platforms with 10 times the funding. Because they understand the Nigerian creator economy runs on one currency. Proof, not promises, not PowerPoints. Proof. If you are an entrepreneur, unemployed, underemployed, or building with zero capital, this is where you learn to turn customers into your growth engine. No ad spend, no funnel, just humans winning publicly. This is part 3. Principle 7 and Principle 8. 3 more mistakes others make. The full seller versus everybody breakdown, and the 500 test script you can use tonight. Principle 7. Turn playouts into marketing. What Seller Nigeria did. Seller knows that a creator with money is a creator with a megaphone. So they made payouts fast, clear, and shareable. Not because it is nice, because it is growth. Every seller payout comes with a clean notification, big amount, clear sender name, no confusing codes. It is designed to be screenshot. It is designed to be posted. It is designed to cause alert envy. Seller identified a potential customer who promotes you when they win. The student who makes 30,000 naira selling notes will post it. The corper who makes 100,000 naira selling a template will tweet it. Seller does not ask them to. The product makes them want to. Hey, that was us. Why Seller Pay exists. Same-day payouts are not just a feature. They are a marketing channel. A creator paid in the morning markets for you by noon. A creator paid next week forgets you by next week. How they tested it. Seller watches time to post. After a payout hits, how many minutes before the creator posts a screenshot? If the average is under 1 hour, the payout experience is working. If it takes days, something is wrong. Maybe the amount is small. Maybe the notification is ugly. Maybe the process was stressful. Seller once tested removing the seller logo from payout alerts. Screenshot posts dropped by 40%. They put it back in 1 day. Because the logo was not branding. It was proof. Buyers trust links that their friends have cashed out from. No logo, no trust, no growth. The test metric is not playout success rate. It is playout share rate. If money moves but nobody talks, you failed. If money moves and timelines catch fire, you won. Compare with others. Banks send alerts that say debit and 50 stamp duty. Nobody posts that. Paystack sends clean receipts, but they are for businesses, not for bragging. Gumroad pays monthly, so creators forget to post. PayPal holds funds for 21 days for new sellers. That kills momentum. Seller pays and says, go tell your friends. And friends believe friends, not ads. That is why a seller creator with 200 followers can drive more signups than a sponsored influencer, because the alert is the influencer. Other companies separate product and marketing. Seller merges them. The product is the marketing when the payout is the proof. For you, the entrepreneur yourself. When my customer wins, can the world see it in one image? If yes, you have built a growth loop. If no, you have built a secret. Test by giving 5 users a result and watching what they do next. If they post it, you have a potential customer who recruits for free. If they save it quietly, you have a user, not a channel. Designed for the screenshot, not for the dashboard. Principle 8. Let customers support customers, then you fix the system. What Seller Nigeria did. Seller does not scale support by hiring more agents. They scale by listening to who is already answering questions for free. Go to Twitter. Search Half a Sell on Seller. You will see threads by @Tulu Creates, voice notes in WhatsApp groups, YouTube videos by 18-year-old creators. Seller did not pay them. Seller enabled them. How? By keeping the product simple enough that a beginner can teach it. How? By making payouts fast enough that teachers have proof. By fixing bugs before the tutorial goes stale. Seller identified a potential customer who is both a user and a teacher. The same person who asked, "How do I upload last month?" is making seller tutorial content this month. If you support them, they support 10 others. If you ignore them, they teach workarounds that break your brand. How they tested it. Seller runs tutorial tests. They find a new tutorial made by a user and watch the comments. What questions do people ask under it? What parts do they replay? What do they get wrong? Every comment is a product gap. If 10 people ask, "But how do I withdraw?" the withdraw button is not clear. If people replay the pricing section, pricing is confusing. Seller does not guess. They watch real teachers and real students. Then Seller fixes the product, not the tutorial. Because the goal is to make the teacher's job easier, not to replace the teacher. When the teacher says, "Seller just updated it. Now it is easier," Seller wins twice. The product improved and the teacher got new content. Everyone eats. Compare with others, global platforms build massive help centers that nobody reads. Banks build branches for customer education. Paystack builds docs for developers. Seller builds a product that a 19-year-old can explain in a 1-minute TikTok. Other companies see user tutorials as unofficial. Seller sees them as R&D. because the potential customer trusts peers more than policies. If Atchemy can teach it, Atchemy's audience can use it. If only seller staff can explain it, it is too complex. A Nigerian edtech startup hired 10 support staff. Seller hired 0 and watched Twitter. The startup closed. Seller scaled. Because customers support faster than companies can hire. For you, the entrepreneur. Do not write help articles. Watch who is already helping. Then make their job easy. Test by asking one happy user to teach one friend on a call. Record it. Every wait, let me check is a bug. Every you will not understand is a feature request. Your potential customer is not the one with questions. It is the one with answers. Find them, enable them, and they will onboard your next 100 users. 3 more mistakes other companies make with creator customers. Seller avoids these. Most platforms do not. Mistake 4. Building for creators with audiences, ignoring creators have ambition. Joomroad, Teachable, and even local platforms love to showcase top creators, big followers, big launches. Seller showcases first sale. Says student who made 3,000 naira. Because they know ambition converts better than fame. If you only serve people who are already big, you miss the potential customer who is hungry. Seller tests with 0 follower creators. If they can win, the system works. If only influencers win, the system is broken. Mistake 5. Separating payment from delivery. Paystack and Flutterwave stop at payment. The creator still has to email the file, check payment, deal with, I did not get it. Banks do not even think about delivery. Seller merges payment and delivery because the potential customer's fear is not will I get paid. It is, will my buyer insult me after paying? If you solve payment, but leave delivery, you have solved half the problem. Seller owns the whole headache, so the creator owns the whole win. Mistake 6. Thinking, Nigeria is hard, is a bug. Global platforms treat Nigeria's issues like BVN, unstable networks, and bank transfers as bugs to patch. Seller treats them as the spec. USSE is not a fallback. It is the main way. Bank transfer is not local. It is the default. Voice notes are not alternative support. They are support. Seller's potential customer does not want foreign product adapted. They want a Nigerian product, period. If you bill for ideal conditions, you have already lost the market. Lessons learned. The Seller 500 test script. You ask for something real. Here is the exact 500 flow Seller uses to validate any idea with creators. Use it tonight with 0 budget. Step 1. Find 3 people already selling something like your idea in their DMS or on WhatsApp status. Do not pick friends. Pick strangers. Step 2. Send this voice note. I saw you selling X. I am building something to remove the most annoying part. Can you rant for 1 minute about what happens after someone says I want to buy? Step 3. Listen for pain words. I beg them. They think I am a scam. I lose sleep. I use to phones. Pain is the spec. Step 4. Send a 1-image mock-up. No explanation. Just the screen. Ask. If this was live, would you send it to your buyers today? Step 5. Ask them to forward it to 2 buyers and screenshot the replies. Step 6. If the replies are send link or how much, you have a potential customer. If the replies are I do not get or silence, go back. Step 7. If it works, ask. Who else should I talk to who has this same problem? That person is your next test and your first affiliate. This is how Seller decides what to build. No pitch decks, no surveys, just DMs, voice notes, and screenshots. If the conversation moves toward money in under 24 hours, the product is real. Seller Nigeria versus everybody. The final breakdown. Let us close the loop across all 8 principles. On who the customer is, Paystack says, the developer who can integrate an API. Flutterwave says, the business ready to scale. Banks say, the registered company with documents. Gumroad says, the creator with an email list and Stripe. Seller says, the person with a phone, a skill, and a WhatsApp audience. Seller wins before the customer becomes a business. On how to test others, test with sandboxes, NPS scores, and beta groups, seller tests with voice notes, affiliate sales, and screenshot velocity. If it does not work in a 500 and get posted as an alert, it does not work. On what growth means, others count GMV and enterprise clients. Seller counts first sales stories. Because one creator who makes their first 3,000 Naira becomes an evangelist for life, and evangelists beat ads. On failure, others fear public failure and keep features alive for ego. Seller fears public silence and kills features in 7 days. Then they call the users who tried, thank them, and ask what to build next. That is why their customers teach, sell, and defend them. Final word. Seller, Nigeria, did not win by being the most funded. They won by being the most Nigerian. They built for voice notes, not webinars. For affiliates, not ads. For alerts, not annual reports. For the creator with 0 followers and 100% hustle. Her potential customer is not waiting for you to be perfect. They are waiting for you to remove one embarrassment. The proof of payment embarrassment. The I cannot cash out embarrassment. The my buyer thinks I am a scammer embarrassment. Solve that, and they will sell for you, teach for you, and fend you. That is the seller way. Phone first. 500 first. Proof first. Fail fast. Pay faster. If this 3-part series gave you a new way to see customers, subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. Every week I break down one Nigerian company's playbook into steps you can use with just your phone and your hustle. No foreign theory. No startup jargon. Just what works from Port Harcourt to Plano. Comment below. What are you selling in your 500 right now? And what happens after someone says I want to buy that stresses you the most? I read every comment, and I will help you run the 500 test for free. Stop building for the customer you wish you had. Start building for the customer who is already trying.